Esperanza. It means hope in Spanish. It's the name of this poem. Goes like this. Espi loves the monkey bars. She could climb on them all day. And after 3 hours of English class, they let her out to play. Her eyes are brown, her skin is too, and her smile could break your heart. But her homeland and that bright skin will tear that family apart. She longs to learn our language, to count and pledge the flag, but the world does not embrace this child. And damn it, that's a drag. Her mother's Guadalupe, and she comes from Itzatlan, and all she wants is a better life here in a wealthy land. Her father's Santiago. He's been back and forth 6 times, and he works real hard and prays at night, convicted of no crimes. He's picked peaches for 12 hours a day, tarred roofs and hauled cement, and every time he got a check, back home was where it went. 'Cause his heart belongs to Lupe, her heart belongs to him, and they dance and love like white folks till it was time to leave again. But the 5th time that he came home, he had a long scar on his back. She cried and touched it tenderly as he told of the gringo's attack. Yo voy contigo, Sancho, she told him in a moan. I'm going with you this time. I can't bear to be alone. So they rushed down to the Rio between the searchlight sweeps, and with 15 others they ran in the dark where the mud was 2 feet deep. And they held on to each other through a night so dark and long. And when the sun, it rose again, they'd cried and sang a song. And they found them a coyote to take their cash and lead them into town. If they could just make the 30-mile hike, stay quiet and hunker down. But that night in the freezing desert, frijoles for their meal, they tried to sleep, but a scorpion sting found Lupe on her heel. She could not walk come morning, and the others just walked away. So Sancho and Lupe stayed and cried, and Lord, how they did pray. Seems the migra caught their group that day, shot 2 dead, sent the rest back home. But the lovers remained in the desert, thirsty and all alone. That night, as they prepared to die, Esperanza was conceived, while the stars burned hot like cigarette tips, and they loved, and they wept, and they breathed. Come morning, she could walk again, and they stumbled down a road of dirt, and a white-haired woman in a beat-up truck stopped when she saw that Lupe was hurt. Gertie was her name, she said, and she drove them into town, and she paid a doctor to fix Lupe's foot, bought them dinner, and settled them down. In a cheap hotel that stank of meth, where they locked themselves into a room, and they listened to the hookers laughing next door as their eyes shined through the gloom. Next day, Sancho found him a job. See, desperation's a powerful force. And he dug trenches in the sun all day, setting sprinklers for a new golf course. And they lived on tortillas till Lupe was well. Got a cleaning job at the hotel next door. Changing sheets and scrubbing tubs, $20 a day, not a penny more. Until the owner cornered Lupe. Her full breasts made him ache to the bone, but her crying and screaming and pregnant belly made him give up and leave her alone. So they left Arizona, picked onions up north, beets, and occasionally corn. In fact, it was back where the crows picked through husks that sweet Esperanza was born. Sancho gave her a beso on her tiny forehead, cut the cord with clippers in the dirt. Lupe walked out with sweet hope in her arms, beaming through the blood and the hurt. Well, the field supervisor, he just shook his head. Why torture them with his demands? These poor little brown people covered in dust with that perfect child there in their hands. They tried California, picking lemons from trees. The three of them love-filled, doing as they please, doing what the gringos would never dare touch, delighted that Cristo could give them so much. 6 years later, Colorado, where the sugar beets grew. They could work in the slaughterhouse when the season was through. And out from the beet fields where Espy would play, she made friends in a first-grade classroom one day. She rides the school bus to their trailer when the school day is finally done. Watching TV and coloring paper is this angel's idea of fun. And she locks herself in where it's safe and it's warm. Safe from the white folks, the hate, and the storm. While Santiago kills cattle, their horns give him welts, and Lupe picks, lifts bleeding meat onto conveyor belts, and they come home after dark and feed their Angelita. And sweet Lupe croons, "Yo te amo, mijita." But it's very much later than they've ever been, and she's fixed peanut butter on tortillas again. And if she could understand what the newsmen all say, she'd know that the meat plant got raided today. I hear in India that it's the lowest caste who clean the sewers, take garbage, the poorest and the last. And somehow it's okay to the whole population that they grovel and suffer such humiliation. They think it's deserving. Someone's got to do it. And they're practically animals anyway, so what the hell? Screw it. And over here in America, and it just might sound silly, but America stretches from Canada to Chile. And we've our own caste of untouchables living underground, you might say. And we call them illegals or aliens instead of admit that we really treat people that way. Espy's kneeling on the counter now, shakes macaroni in its box. She squints at the direction. On the TV, the newsman talks. He says, 13 men and 9 women were arrested by the ICE and shipped to a privately owned prison somewhere where they will spend the night. And tonight Lupe will cry in Sancho's big brown arms. His heart breaks just hearing her moan, because their Rita's all alone tonight. Mommy and Papi won't be coming home. Thank you.